Let's start with fire safety, a crucial aspect of security work. A fire requires three elements: fuel, heat, and oxygen. Understanding this fire triangle is key to fire prevention and response. If you remove any one of those elements, the fire will be extinguished. Fires and their respective extinguishers are categorized into classes A, B, C, D, and K. Class A involves ordinary combustibles, B is for flammable liquids, C for electrical equipment, D for combustible metals, and K for cooking oils and fats. You can check the label to know which extinguisher to use for each fire type. Fire alert systems are critical for ensuring the safety of a building's occupants. These systems can be divided into two main categories: manual and automatic. Manual systems pull stations. These are devices placed at strategic locations throughout a building. When someone notices a fire or smoke condition, they can manually activate the pull station. This action sends an alert to the fire panel and initiates alarms such as strobes and bells, notifying everyone in the building of the emergency. Automatic systems, heat and smoke detectors. These devices are installed throughout a building and are connected to the fire panel. They automatically detect smoke or heat levels that exceed a predefined threshold, triggering the fire alarm system. This results in the activation of alarms, including strobes and bells, to alert occupants. Pre-action alarms. These systems provide an early warning of potential fire or smoke conditions without triggering a full fire alarm. The purpose is to notify on-site security personnel, allowing them to investigate the situation before it potentially escalates. Pre-action alarms do not notify the central station or summon fire emergency personnel immediately, thus preventing unnecessary responses and allowing for a measured investigation. Responsibilities of a security guard. As a security guard, understanding the fire alert system in your facility is crucial. Here are key points to keep in mind. Familiarize yourself. Know the locations of manual pull stations and the types of detectors in your facility. Responding to alarms. When an alarm is activated, whether manually or automatically, follow the facility's emergency response procedures. This often includes notifying the appropriate authorities, guiding occupants to safety, and investigating the cause if it's a pre-action alert. Pre-action alarms. When a pre-action alarm is triggered, promptly investigate the cause. Determine if there is a genuine threat or if it is a false alarm. This step is vital in preventing unnecessary panic and ensuring that the fire emergency system is only fully activated when necessary. Regular drills and training. Participate in regular fire drills and training sessions to stay updated on the latest procedures and ensure you're prepared for any emergency. If you want to dive deeper into fire response protocols, we've developed Guard Grid, an interactive decision tree that guides you through various scenarios when a fire alarm is activated. We also have a practice exam guide to pass the NYC Fire Guard exams FO1, FO2, FO3, and FO4 for those interested in acquiring additional certifications in New York City to increase their earning potential. By using the link in the description, you can find more information about this valuable tool on our Etsy or Beacons.ai storefronts. When observing a fire, note key details such as location, extent, and any potential hazards. This information is crucial for emergency responders. The time of emergency personnel's arrival and the name and badge numbers of the chief officer on scene are other important things to document for the after-action incident report. Speaking of, gathering and reporting accurate information is vital in any incident. This includes witness statements, signs of forced entry, and any suspicious activities. To guide you through efficient and accurate reporting, we've created a customizable security incident report template. Designed by security veterans, this template is easy to use and adaptable to various situations. You can find it on our online stores. The links are in the description below. Patrols are a core responsibility of security guards. The main purposes are deterrence, detection, and response to security issues. During patrols, be alert for any unusual conditions, secure entry points, and report any security concerns promptly. Effective patrolling involves being systematic, observant, and properly equipped. Always follow your facility's patrol procedures. Patrols can be conducted on foot, by vehicle, or through electronic surveillance, depending on the facility's needs and layout. Essential patrol equipment may include a flashlight, radio, notebook, and any site-specific items. Always ensure your equipment is in good working order. Whether you're an account manager, a supervisor, or an entrepreneur starting your own guard company, our security post-order template is an invaluable resource. It's fully customizable and user-friendly, helping you manage your site and officers' duties more effectively. Find it on our Etsy or beacons.ai stores. Clear and professional communication is crucial. Use proper radio etiquette, be concise, and avoid using slang or sharing unnecessary information. If the information you need to relay is lengthy or requires in-depth details, consider calling via phone to avoid filling the airway and preventing emergency transmissions from being sent. Accurate and timely report writing is a critical skill. Reports should be factual, clear, and comprehensive. Reports serve as official records, provide important information for investigations, and help improve security procedures. Remember who, what, when, where, why, and how when considering what should be in your report. While security guards typically do not handle evidence directly, understanding proper evidence preservation is important. Never tamper with potential evidence. I remember hearing of an incident whereby there was a car accident involving a pedestrian being hit. The first guard on site instructed the driver to move the car to the side of the road from where it was after the incident. Emergency personnel were displeased with this, as it hindered their ability to do an accurate assessment of the evidence and recreate the incident. If called to testify, be honest, professional, and stick to the facts. Only speak about what you personally observed or did, and remember your memo book and the notes you take can be a lifeline. They will be scrutinized heavily if they contain information involving the case for which you were called to testify. The pen is truly mightier than the sword. Access control is a key security function. It involves verifying and managing the movement of people, vehicles, and materials in and out of a facility. Safety and security incidents often occur because a bad actor made it inside a facility or property you are tasked with securing. The first and most pivotal step in avoiding these incidents is to keep those persons from entering in the first place. It is exceedingly simple, put in plain English, yet sometimes much more difficult to implement practically. This includes properly identifying persons entering a facility. When identifying individuals, follow your facility's procedures. This may involve checking ID cards, verifying against authorized lists, or using biometric systems. In any emergency, including bomb threats, follow your facility's emergency response plan. Your role is to alert authorities and assist with safe evacuation if directed. Know your facility's emergency procedures thoroughly. This includes evacuation routes, assembly points, and communication protocols. In crowd situations, your role is to observe, report, and follow your facility's procedures. Do not engage in crowd control unless specifically trained and authorized to do so. Consider using tools such as barricades, traffic cones, and bullhorns, or PA systems to control and direct the flow of the crowd if feasible. Professionalism is crucial. Maintain a neat appearance, treat everyone with respect, and adhere to your company's code of conduct. Treat all individuals fairly and equally. Avoid any actions or language that could be perceived as discriminatory. As a security guard, you often serve as the face of the organization. Be courteous, helpful, and professional in all interactions. Exhibiting customer service can go a long way in deterring bad actors and ensuring clients, customers, and visitors that you are there to help them. Security work can be in the public sector, like law enforcement, or private sector, such as contract security services. In-house means that you work directly for the company, entity, or organization in which you are stationed and tasked with securing. These can be hospitals, universities, or government facilities. But suffice it to say, you will be a direct employee, usually with access to the same benefits, pay, and amenities of any other employee. The opposite is contract security, whereby you work for a third-party contractor hired out by a client for security services, and which you are placed in as your work site. Your mileage may vary, but these typically have lower compensation than that of in-house security employees. Be alert to potential security risks, both man-made and natural. Know when and how to report concerns to supervisors or authorities. To enhance your skills in recognizing and dealing with potential threats, we've created the Guard Guides Dealing with Suspicious Persons ebook. This This comprehensive guide provides valuable insights and practical strategies. You can find it on our online stores linked in the description. When interacting with law enforcement, be cooperative and professional. Provide accurate information and follow your facility's procedures. Understand the basic legal framework within which you operate. This includes knowing your authority and limitations as a security guard, so that law enforcement isn't called to apprehend you. In disputes, remain neutral and professional. Your role is to observe, report, and follow your facility's procedures, not to intervene directly unless necessary for immediate safety. Most security guards do not have arrest powers. Use of force should only be a last resort for self-defense or defense of others, in accordance with local laws and your company's policies. For those preparing for their armed guard certification, we offer a comprehensive 2024 Armed Security Guard Test Questions and Answers ebook. This resource is designed to help you ace your exam and is available on our Etsy and Beacons.ai stores in the description below. As a security guard, you may encounter medical emergencies. While your primary role is to contact professional medical help, basic first aid knowledge can be crucial. Whether administering first aid or not, you should endeavor to keep an injured party calm and comfortable while you wait for the appropriate emergency medical responders to arrive and hand over the scene to. To deepen your understanding of medical response in a campus setting, check out our Campus Security Medical Response Guide ebook. It's an invaluable resource for both aspiring and current campus security professionals. Understanding security terminology is essential for clear communication and professionalism in your role. Not just 10 codes, but what is an aided referring to. To help you master security terminology, we've created a Security Terminology Pack ebook. This interactive tool is perfect for memorizing key terms and concepts. Find it on our online stores.
Kicking off at number 10, it's the Tactical Pocket Clipboard. This isn't just any clipboard, it's like the Swiss Army knife of clipboards. Holds subject IDs for when you're conducting field interviews. Perfect for when you're taking notes faster than a detective in a crime show. Now, sliding smoothly into number 9, we have the Militor Door Stop. Ever feel like a superhero holding a door? Well, now you can, with style. This glow-in-the-dark gadget is your best friend in emergencies, stopping doors like a boss. Because nothing says I've got this like a glowing doorstop. Onward to number 8, and here's the Keyback Super 48 key holder. Lose your keys? Not anymore. This bad boy reels in your keys faster than you can say gotcha. With a 48 cord, it's like having a grappling hook for your keys. Next up, and swooping in at number 7, are the Kevlar cut-resistant sleeves. These sleeves could give a knight's armor a run for its money. Perfect for those unexpected moments when a cat decides your arm is a scratching post. Transitioning into number 6, we have the blackout velvet curtains. For those days when the sun is your arch nemesis, these curtains turn your bedroom into a cave. Perfect for the daytime sleepers and vampire impersonators. Quietly stepping into number 5, it's the Loop Quiet earplugs. These aren't just plugs, they're your ticket to silence. Great for when you need a break from the world or just your partner snoring. Moving on to number 4, we present the Mzoo Luxury Sleep Mask. It's like a blackout curtain for your eyes. Ideal for catching Z's anywhere, anytime, because you never know when you'll need a power nap. And now, shifting gears into number 3, it's the LGI Driver Fatigue Alarm. This little gadget is like a personal alarm clock that nudges you awake. Because falling asleep at the wheel is only cool in movies. Illuminating our way to number 2, we have the Boom Fun Clip-On Flashlight. This isn't just a flashlight, it's like having a miniature sun on your keychain. With 8 modes, it's ready for any night adventure or shadowy corner. Bonus, it's also a fashion statement on your belt. And finally, drumroll please. At the top spot, number 1, it's the Nermiro Pocket Notebook Journal. This isn't just a notebook, it's your trusty sidekick in the battle against forgetfulness. Jot down your thoughts, plans, or doodle during those long surveillance hours. It's the little black book that every guard needs.
So, if you look at the link in the description below, and I'll also post it in the comments, you're going to go to my Beacons page where you will be introduced to this, a variety of digital products. Some I have for sale, but for the purposes of this video, you're going to scroll down and select this, the free security guard resume template. Once you click get for free, you are going to be greeted with this page. And as you can see, $0 get for free. You're going to click on Get for Free. You're going to be greeted with this page at checkout. You can enter in your name and email address, and it will send you the template via your email. And if you click on a Google Docs link, it's going to lead you to the actual template. You have your name here. You can enter it in, and you're going to go through and fill it out as need be. Now, what I would do if I was starting off fresh and using this template and seeking out a job in the security industry, but of course this can be used for other industries as well. It just has to be cultivated and changed to fit that. I would head over to Indeed, type in job title, in our case security officer, state, so New York, New York for instance, date posted 14 days. Within, if you're driving or not, and how far out you're willing to go, let's say within 15 miles. You don't want to be driving all day to get to work. And pay, let's just say 20 an hour. I think that's fair. Job type, full-time. And let's just run with that. So instantly I see something that's somewhat promising. We have Security USA in New York, New York, and Kitchen Security Command Center Operator Scheduler. Security USA is looking to hire experienced command center operators. Potential candidates must be able to multitask, have good communication skills, be detail-oriented, organized, and be a problem solver, and have a flexible schedule. I see how they kind of snuck that in there at the bottom. You'll be stationed at the electronic workstation and monitor live video feeds of accounts, phone and email communication. It's essentially a dispatcher position, more or less. Command center, dispatcher, they can be interchangeable sometimes. Observe and inspect site locations, provide training and problem-solving solutions to guards in the field. That's a bit of a supervisory position, but command center kind of inherently means that you will be taking on some supervisory or management responsibilities, so I guess that fits the description. Effectively handle guard call-outs and schedule replacement guards, work independently, review electronic reports, monitor electronic patrols, send reports and send communications through email and security applications. Okay, requirements. Computer skills, Excel, PowerPoint, 3 years of verifiable command security experience or supervisory related experience, professional demeanor, ability to prioritize and multitask, excellent oral and communication skills. Job full-time, pay 25 to 30. Of course, you want to push for the higher end of that. You'll figure that out if you get the interview. But again, this is what we're going to do. So I would take this here and I would go into the resume template. Let's just put in some placeholder information here. Okay. So for the job title, let's just say security officer. Keep it real simple. And let's say for the purposes of this, we have 3 years of experience. And leave the rest of it as it is in the top part. So professional experience, you're going to fill this out with your own information, of course. And of course, what you don't want to do is lie, because they can verify that, and they will. And even if you get the job, you'll shortly be out of one. For this hypothetical situation, site location, let's say Downing Street. I'm just making this up, obviously. Site name, corporate command center. Let's say you are a security dispatcher from 1/01/2020 to, say, you lost a contract and you were relieved of your duties recently. So 7/04/24. I have some tips to use. Use numbers. They help an HR representative or hiring manager quantify your value to your previous employer and by virtue potentially them at a glance. For example, conducted hourly patrols of a 5-story apartment complex providing security for over 200 residents. Embellish, like the age-old, I'm not a janitor, I'm a sanitation engineer. You can do this without outright lying about your previous experience. For instance, increased operational efficiency via supporting property management and limiting access to property to persons on pre-approved guest lists. Give them what they want as well. As you can see here in this listing, they tell you exactly what they want out of a potential employee. Descriptions, duties, observe and inspect site locations via live video feed cameras. Okay, well, you were a guard, you were a dispatcher. There were guaranteed to be cameras on a monitor feed that you were monitoring. They may not have been different sites, they may have been different cameras in your single site location, but the job duty has been completed by you competently. You're literally copying and pasting interesting. Give the people they want. That's what I say. And back to the numbers thing. Observed and inspected site locations via live feed video cameras. Remember, you want to quantify your worth and your value. So give some numbers to it. How many locations were you inspecting? How many cameras? So let's say observed and inspected 6 locations on site via live feed from 35 cameras. Next, provide training and problem-solving solutions to guards in the field. Now, for the purposes of this hypothetical, as a dispatcher, even though your primary duty is to relay information received to the parties that need to know that information, there will be times where you're almost guiding the transmitting officer to the appropriate task that they need to complete in order to whatever they need to take care of when they made the call. This year, you're basically going to turn what they have here and your experience and combine them to fit the description. Provided solutions to guards in the field by facilitating information to necessary parties. The last one. Respond to emergencies by providing directions and making notifications. Again, for the purposes of this, that was your exact role. As a matter of fact, that was your main role as a dispatcher. And I literally cased it. That's exactly what they want, and for this hypothetical, that's exactly what I did. You can go ahead and scroll down and copy and fill as necessary. So for education and certification, it's literally right here for you to enter. It's a template. So you're gonna have your state, New York security guard license, 8 and 16-hour security certification, and OC spray certification. Let's say for the purposes of this video, this hypothetical employee searching for positions and applying to that command center position, let's say they got a communication and dispatch certification. So you're going to enter in there, etc., etc. And then you're going to go ahead and submit it, download it rather, file, download maybe as a PDF, open it up, send it, or even a Word if you want, but I suggest PDF. Open it up, send it, or attach it to your Indeed profile, and you're going to wait for a response. Subscribe if you haven't, and I hope you enjoy. Number 5, the library babysitter. Libraries might seem like calm places to work, but in reality, you're just a glorified babysitter for unruly teens. They'll push your buttons, and because they're minors, you'll have limited options in how you can deal with them. You're stuck calling the police repeatedly, but remove disruptive teens is low on their job queue. And the worst part, the pay is nowhere near worth the hassle, and you'll have virtually no authority to handle the situation effectively, especially if it involves use of force. Number 4, retail scarecrow. You've seen them standing at the front of stores, a glorified receipt checker. Retail security is one of the most thankless jobs. You're treated like part of the scenery by customers, scolded by managers for not being friendly enough. And worst of all, most of these stores don't even let you pursue thieves. Armed security might seem like a better deal, but you'll often find yourself stationed at high crime locations with the pay still not matching the risk. It's just not worth it. Number 3, gas stations, liquor stores, and marijuana dispensaries. These businesses are prime robbery targets. Whether it's cash-heavy gas stations, liquor stores, or marijuana dispensaries, you're at high risk. Weed dispensaries, especially, are often stuck handling large amounts of cash because of banking restrictions, making them robbery magnets. Armed or not, you're likely to be put in situations where you're the only thing standing between a robber and their score. The risk is high, but the pay usually doesn't reflect the danger. Keep the Glock on your hip, locked, loaded, and charged. Number 2, housing projects or low-income apartments. While most people living in these areas are just normal folks trying to make ends meet, crime is a serious problem, and you'll be expected to deal with it alone, often unarmed. These environments are notorious for high crime rates, and even the police are hesitant to respond quickly in these areas. With low pay, no backup, and the expectation to handle everything from fights to vandalism, this is a job that puts you at high risk without proper compensation. Number 1, group homes and juvenile centers. Avoid these like the plague. These jobs are often disguised under titles like direct care provider, but make no mistake, you'll be expected to handle violent, unstable, or mentally disabled individuals with minimal training. Juvenile centers are even worse. You'll get a couple of weeks of training and then be expected to act like a corrections officer, but without the government backing or proper academy training. High stress, Hands-on altercations with teenagers and the constant risk of legal trouble make this the absolute worst job you can take. These are kids with extra legal protections, and any misstep could lead to accusations of neglect or abuse. You'll find yourself defending against fabricated claims, and all this for a paycheck that's nowhere near worth the risk. Posts that require a special breed. These jobs aren't necessarily ones to avoid outright, but they demand a particular personality type and a high tolerance for stress. They can be rewarding for the right person, but they're not for everyone. Hospital security. If you thrive on adrenaline, this might be for you. Hospital security often involves physical altercations, detaining people, and handling injured individuals. The legal liabilities are high, and you need to be well versed in HIPAA, patient rights, and various laws. Some people thrive in this environment, but for others, it's overwhelming. It's up to you to know if this is for you or not. Bouncer and bar security. Similar to hospital security, but with the added chaos of drunk people. Inhibitions are low, and patrons are either overly friendly or looking for a fight. Add in the tough guys trying to impress their friends or dates, and you've got a recipe for hands-on altercations every night. If you're up for constant conflict, this might be for you, but it's definitely not for everyone.
Is armed security worth the risks? The robbery took place on Beltline Road at around 9:45 a.m. Surveillance footage captured the suspect clad in a hat, sunglasses, and a face covering, pointing a gun at the guard. In a distressing turn of events, the suspect then stripped the guard of his pants to ensure a swift escape before fleeing in a black Malibu with the stolen cash. While armed security positions typically offer higher pay, the difference isn't always significant. In some areas, the pay gap between armed and unarmed guards is minimal. Given the increased risks, we must question whether the extra compensation is truly worth it. Armed guards are equipped for a reason: to protect against deadly threats. However, this also makes them prime targets for armed assailants. The incident in Irving is a stark reminder of the dangers faced by those in armed security roles. The security industry is often criticized for cost-cutting measures that jeopardize safety. In this case, running trucks with only one guard instead of the standard two-person team exposed the guard to unnecessary risks. Such practices highlight the need for a reevaluation of priorities within the industry. Having a partner on duty can be a lifesaver in dangerous situations. A second set of eyes can help maintain situational awareness and provide backup in case of an attack. The Irving robbery might have been prevented or at least mitigated if the guard had a partner to watch his back. The robbery of the Brink security guard in Irving raises important questions about the value and safety of armed security roles. As we reflect on this incident, it's crucial for both individuals and companies to carefully weigh the risks against the rewards and ensure that safety is never compromised for the sake of profit.
Number 5. Stoic demeanor. Security guards are faced with handling challenging situations. Regardless of being armed or unarmed, this is a responsibility that isn't to be taken lightly. As a guard, you'll encounter stubborn, abrasive, and all-around difficult people, not least of which being ones actively committing a crime. To perform effectively, focus on mastering essential skills, the most important being communication, written and verbal. Talk, and talk some more. The more talking you do to de-escalate a situation, the less of the following skills you'll need to use depending on your exact position, like firearms training, self-defense, and restraining techniques. Number 4. Productive focus. Downtime is a part of the job, whether at a desk or on patrol. You may feel like you're robbing the client, but you're not. Your presence as a visible deterrent serves an important purpose: deterring criminals, preventing policy violations, and reassuring clients, and also insurance reasons. You can use this time productively for personal and professional growth, pursue security-related certifications, work on business ideas, or network with colleagues to explore opportunities for advancement, such as becoming a supervisor, instructor, or firearms trainer. Number 3. Client support attitude. A key component of security work, whether guards like it or not, is maintaining a customer service-oriented approach, especially when armed. There's a tendency to feel empowered, but it's important to remember the goal is to assist and protect, not intimidate. That gun on your hip is only to be used as a very last resort. Treat every interaction with respect and professionalism. Professionalism does not mean being polite to a fault, however often the terms are conflated. You can be professional while simultaneously being firm, direct, and blunt. None of these behaviors constitute rudeness. Speaking of support, if you're looking for tools to streamline your entry into the field, I've put together some resources that can help, like a free resume template and a guide on how to deal with suspicious persons. You can find them on my Beacons and Etsy pages linked in the description. Number 2, company provided gear versus personally purchased gear. A security company worth its salt, with solid financials and not a fly-by-night operation, should provide essential equipment such as uniforms, duty belts, and any specialized gear required for the job. If you're expected to buy your own equipment, it's worth questioning the company's commitment to supporting its employees. But if you do find yourself responsible for certain items like boots or personal accessories, focus on function and durability rather than aesthetics or low cost. It's better to invest more upfront in long-lasting gear that will enhance your performance and endure daily wear and tear. Remember, buy once, cry once. Number 1, mental well-being. Working in security can be mentally and emotionally challenging, especially when dealing with high-stress environments or dangerous situations. It's important to prioritize mental health, ensuring that the pressures of the job don't carry over into personal life. The job often involves dealing with disrespectful confrontations and stressful situations, but it's vitally important to recognize that these challenges are part of the role and not a reflection on you. Find ways to de-stress and maintain a healthy work-life balance to prevent burnout, such as regular exercise, healthy dieting, engaging in hobbies, and social activities with loved ones. It's easy to get on the security grind set and crank out back-to-back doubles, but you can lose some of yourself and forget that time is the most valuable and irreplaceable asset any of us have. There will always be another shift. Recognizing a volatile situation is the first step. Log the incident and notify your team. Approaching calmly and assertively is key. Your presence can serve as a neutral point of focus. Speaking in a steady, considerate manner, encourage the individuals to divert their stress towards you. This can act as a pressure release. Just as in a game of chess, sometimes the best move is to create distance. Separate the individuals. Politely ask one person to step aside, explaining the situation, while keeping the other at their position. This strategic distance can prevent the situation from turning physical. Active listening is powerful. Demonstrate understanding to both parties. Reassure and placate. Your impartiality can diffuse the situation. Always be alert to body language signaling an escalation. Your training and judgment are crucial. De-escalation is an art every security officer should master. Remember, not all confrontations have to end in conflict. We've all been there. A call comes through the radio notifying us of a suspicious person, but what does suspicious even mean? The term is subjective. What may seem suspicious to one person might seem completely normal to another. The first step, observe. Before taking action, make sure you see the behavior that's been reported. Is the person actually doing something that could pose a risk? Once you've made your own assessment, report it to dispatch or the appropriate authority. This ensures that you're not acting solely on someone else's potentially biased account. Now it's time to approach. Always introduce yourself and calmly explain why you're engaging with the individual. If the behavior is a threat, ask the person to leave, but if they're non-compliant, wait for backup and maintain a safe distance. A show of force often encourages compliance. Know your post policy, whether to physically remove the person or involve local law enforcement. Balancing safety and respect is a cornerstone of the job. Follow these steps to ensure you handle these situations with professionalism. The first step in managing an elevator entrapment begins with the call. Upon receiving the alert, immediately inquire about the floor where the person is suspected to be trapped. This information is vital for guiding your next steps. Once you know the floor, head there promptly. Try operating the elevator from your floor. Sometimes, a simple command can resolve the issue. Then announce your presence and listen for a response to confirm the entrapment. If you hear a response, adjust your position, moving up or down a floor to better locate the trapped person. Ask them for any indicators of their exact location, such as floor display readings, and update dispatch accordingly. While reassuring the individual trapped inside, promptly request additional officers or supervisors if they haven't been alerted yet. Once your backup is on site to oversee the area, proceed to the elevator machine room. Here, your objective is to verify that all essential safety protocols are adhered to. A key protocol is ensuring the elevator holding the entrapped person is powered down, creating a safe environment for the fire department or rescue personnel to commence extraction. It's important to note that interacting with elevator controls and systems is a task strictly reserved for individuals with the right authorization and training. This is often carried out in collaboration with emergency services like the fire department to ensure the extraction is handled safely and effectively. Clear the area of spectators and stand by as the professionals conduct the extraction. Afterward, collect and document pertinent details for a comprehensive report. After the situation is resolved, it's essential to meticulously document key timestamps. This includes noting the time of the initial distress call, the moment backup and emergency services arrived, the start and end times of the extraction process, and when the elevator was officially sealed off. Updating your supervisors with these detailed timestamps is crucial for an accurate record of the incident. Finally, ensure the elevator is marked as out of order and barricaded, using signs and cones to prevent use until it has been thoroughly inspected and deemed safe for operation. Theft is the catch-all term for taking someone else's property without permission with the intent to keep it. Imagine someone's phone left unattended on a subway bench and it vanishes. Clear-cut theft. Burglary involves unlawful entry. For example, someone breaks into an apartment to steal a phone while the owner is out. Robbery is theft with intimidation and confrontation. It's demanding someone's phone at knife point in the subway. In theft cases, precise questioning is crucial. It's about obtaining the person's name and contact information, a detailed description of the missing item, the last known location and time it was seen, and when it was noticed missing. Searching the last area it was seen is vital, especially when an accusation could tarnish someone's reputation or threaten their job. Thoroughness is key to ensuring justice and accuracy. Consider a scenario at a packed conference center where an iPad is reported stolen, presumably by a housekeeper. Following protocol, security initiates an investigation, gathering details, searching, interviewing staff, only to find the iPad misplaced by the owner. This underscores the importance of not rushing a judgment and conducting due diligence in theft allegations. Theft prevention is about being proactive. For personal items, measures like a Kensington lock on the laptop or a friend monitoring your belongings while you step away can deter theft. Public campaigns can also reinforce that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. In responding to burglary, swift action and the right questions are critical. Asking if someone saw something unusual, checking for cameras, determining what's missing, and if any items have tracking or unique identifiers, all aid in the recovery process and legal proceedings. Post-burglary actions include securing the premise, documenting signs of forced entry, and awaiting authorities for an in-depth investigation, followed by immediate repair of damaged entry points to reinstate security. During a robbery, establishing victim safety is paramount. Then it's about gathering details. Was there harm? Was a weapon involved? Can they describe the perpetrator? All this information is crucial for law enforcement. After a robbery, it's also a time for empathy. Ensuring the victim that their well-being is the top priority is as important as a detailed incident report. The legal ramifications of theft, burglary, and robbery are significant. Thefts can range from petty to grand, and burglaries and robberies are often felonies, which can carry severe sentences, especially with aggravating factors. Consider a no dogs allowed policy on a property. It sounds simple on paper, but what do you do when someone enters the area with a service animal? On one hand, being a strict enforcer means stopping every dog walker, causing potential confrontations and complaints, but it adheres to the rules to the letter. On the other hand, being lenient might maintain a more peaceful environment, but could be seen as disregarding property regulations. Where do we draw the line? In dealing with policies like no dogs allowed, best practices aren't one size fits all. A lot depends on your employer's or your client's stance on rule enforcement. In my experience, my employer grants officers the discretion to handle these situations as they see fit. The ultimate goal is achieving the desired result, no dog walking in this case, while minimizing escalation. My personal practice: if the dog and its owner aren't causing a disturbance, posing a security threat, or affecting cleanliness, I permit their entry. This approach respects the policy while exercising some measured discretion. For this tutorial, we'll be stepping into the shoes of the security officer featured in our real-world scenario. Let's call him Officer Smith. When it comes to writing the incident report, I'll be adopting Officer Smith's perspective. That means I'll be using first-person terms like I, me, and myself. This will give you a practical feel for how to document your own experiences in actual report writing. In the original video, which you can find linked in the description, the incident occurs in March at an obvious restaurant post, and we can tell from the dimming light outside that it's roughly 6 p.m. For our purposes, let's assume Officer Smith is on a 4x12 evening shift. Effective note-taking is a critical first step in incident reporting. It's not always possible to jot down details during an active event, but let's imagine Officer Smith is able to do so intermittently in this situation. The focus here is on capturing key details quickly and clearly. Neatness is secondary to clarity, and shorthand is an excellent way to achieve this. Now, let's classify the incident. We're identifying it as unauthorized access. This is because the individual was visibly intoxicated and lacked a legitimate reason to be at the premises. It's vital in report writing to choose a category or categories that accurately reflects the situation while remaining clear and straightforward. The next step is to detail the subject's appearance and behavior. In this incident, we're observing a black female in her 30s with an average height and slim build. She's wearing a distinctive multicolored hoodie striped in beige, brown, red, and white. Now, let's document the actions taken. This part of the report is important, especially since it involves the use of force. In this scenario, we see the subject repeatedly refusing to comply with Officer Smith's commands. As a result, when she lies flat on the ground, Officer Smith has to resort to physical means, dragging her off the premises. Such actions, no matter how minimal, are categorized as use of force and must be thoroughly documented. The entire incident unfolded in about 3 minutes. It's crucial to capture accurate start and end times in our notes for the report. This level of detail is essential for a comprehensive and credible incident report. With our notes complete, let's move to compiling these details into the formal incident report. This is where our initial observations are transformed into a structured and official document. And that wraps up our guide on incident report writing. If you found this video helpful, like and subscribe to Guard Guides for more insightful content. Follow us on Facebook, Reddit, Twitter, TikTok, Threads, and check out our latest products on Etsy. Thanks for watching, and be safe.